this kind of like negative mindset when I talk to my friends and also my business partners about NLP in feedback. And they really surprised when I share the advertisement on Facebook, my Facebook wall. So what's your view on that? People think that NLP is a tool to manipulate the clients.
This is not new at all. This is not new at all.
Yeah.
It's been around since, and it has been around since in Singapore in the, hang on a minute. It's been around in the 90s as well. I mean, the NLP being using as a tool to manipulate. I think it stems from the fact, right, that you can actually learn very fast psychological, behavioral, and linguistic skills to be able to get results very fast. And therefore, it just simply says that the methodology, right, is very powerful to be able to get information, to present information in such a way to get people excited, or to get people convinced. So the methodology works. But it depends on who is actually using it. Who are the people who's actually using it? Now, we can put aside NLP, right? We have psychologists, we have psychiatrists, we have counselors, people who are in what we call the psychological or people helping profession. But there are many of these people who have done horrible things to human beings as well, you know. So it does not invalidate psychology. It does not invalidate counseling. It's just a methodology and a science, right? But it depends on who is actually using it. I think that I do not know about in Vietnam, but in Singapore and Bangkok and Malaysia, right? In the past, when I was in these countries, there are countries right now. Let's talk about Bangkok right now, because I've been to many other countries. Right? I've been to Indonesia and as well as Malaysia, and then Bangkok and now Mauritius. The reason why that my training has gotten what we call a good reputation and it has spread across to what we call different sectors and different communities and so on and so forth, and they build their own community and they start to grow, right? It's got to do with the fact that the things that we do as an organization and the people that's within the company, right? What we say and what we do, right, is over time, people can see that everything that we do, we support life. We do not destroy life. Everything that we do, we believe in making things grow. We come from a space of authenticity. We come from a space of wanting to do good in the world. So I think more important than talking about the methodology, right, is also equally important about who are the people that is actually using it. So I think that a large part of NLP has got to do with talking about being able to focus on the positive intention. To focus on the goodness of people, to focus on our capacity to be able to change the world, to make the world a better place. A large part of NLP is talking about that, to bring out one's best, to make a positive contribution, to see that you have a responsibility to make the world a better place. So I think if you create your program and center it around there, and more importantly, is to walk your talk. You can say whatever you want. Eventually, people will know who you are. So it doesn't matter what I say right now. It really doesn't matter what I say. But when I go over and when people meet up with me, when people meet up outside of me, they see me on my Facebook, they meet me on the road. Who I am, what kind of person I am, will speak for itself. So I think that I just want to summarize into 2 points. One, the person who is actually using the methodology. That's the first point. Second is that NLP is designed to be able to look into the positive side of human being and make that stronger so that we can make a bigger contribution to humanity. So that's what drives NLP, to be able to see the goodness in people and then so on and so forth. I don't know about other NLP schools, what they teach, right? But this is what we teach in our school. And so, and frankly, and that's the reason why people in Bangkok and people in Mauritius and wherever that we go, our biggest marketing tool is word of mouth. People refer other people to come into the program, not to fancy marketing and so on and so forth. That doesn't mean that the marketing is not working, and we do have a marketing, but the most important people are the people who have attended the program, and they are the one that becomes the ambassadors of the program. They go out and reach out to their friends, their family, their company. And why? Why do those people want to come? Because they can see the change in the people who have gone through the program. That's the bottom line. The assessment is easy because they are actually based on what we call the knowledge and skills that you have learned during the course. And then on the last day, we will have what we call a evaluation process, whereby you get to be able to practice your skills with people in the class, so that if you learn a particular skill, right, you are actually asked to be able to demonstrate, to work with someone inside the class. So then we are able to actually give you feedback. So that will be the assessment process, which we can always give a bit more details when we go into the program itself. Yeah, but we look at it as more like feedback. It's a day of feedback to be able to sharpen your skills, so that you know what are the skills that you have gotten it right, what are the places that you need to continue to sharpen, or things that you got it wrong, you need to be able to change it. So that's happening on the last day of the evaluation. The first question was what? The evidence of what behavior? Can you repeat the question, please?
His comment is, it seems to be very abstract, and how can we track the changes, like the changes in behaviors, in mindset?
That is actually starting from day one, actually. You're talking about setting your outcomes, you are actually setting your outcomes on the first day of the program. And then you are tracking your progress throughout the entire course. And this outcome that you set, right, would involve you having the ability to change your actions, your thinking, and your actions. And then you're slowly changing your thoughts, your feelings, and your action throughout the entire course with what you learn, so that you can see yourself actually changing as you are moving through the course. So that's something that you track as you go through the 12 days. And we do that on a very regular basis. It's important for people to set an outcome that's relevant to them in their professional life, professional or personal life, and it can sometimes be both, professional and personal life. And then they learn the tools and skills to be able to see that changing in the way they actually interact with people. So, for example, if they learn it in first module, let's say the first module is 3 to 4 days, and they learn the tools and skills to apply to the outcome, and the next time when they come back in module 2, right, we're able to then backtrack on what they have actually applied, and then give them support and coaching, right, to help them fine-tune their processes so that they're able to learn from their own experience, and begin to shape and change their approach, right, using the NLP, right, to get themselves moving closer to the outcome that they want. So there's a lot of what we call backtracking and analyzing your success, changing the things that did not work throughout the entire program. That's something that we are very good at. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to summarize a little bit. Like, you will let the participants to set their outcomes at the very beginning of the course, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then have like peer feedback, and also your coaching for the participants during the training course.
Yeah.
You have different kinds of patches, like different modules.
Yeah.
To review and to track whether we have any advancement in the field that we would like to apply.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my question is that I would like to follow up on this. The training is just only 10%, right? Only 10%. And for the 90% left, we have coaching, we have the learning by doing. So how can NLP of mind transformation like help the participants to really master what they've learned?
They utilize that inside the class. The training is designed in such a way whereby they actually practice what they learn inside the class, not outside of class. So if they are talking about, for example, wanting to become more proactive, for example, they can actually see the change in their behavior in class, in the way they interact with each other, in the way they take on the exercises to become more proactive. If they want to be able to ask better questions, they take what they learn and they go into exercise. There'll be like, I don't know, 10 or there may be 7 or 10 sessions inside the class where people have to be able to get together and talk. So I always say this, how you do anything is how you do everything. The changes that you want to achieve in your class, you see yourself changing your behavior while you're in class. And the feedback of the class, of the people and the class and me is to be able to help you to do that. So that your change is not happening outside of class, it's happening inside of class.
So yeah. How about like, and there are 12 days of training.
Yeah.
For the normal trainings, it takes only around like 2 days maximum. So how can the business people manage to join your training in the past or at the present?
The question is, how much does a company or manager or leader value change? That's the question. That's an important question to ask, because if you expect big change and lasting change over a 2-day program, right? Then I think the expectation that you set, right, is in somewhat not sustainable, or it's an expectation that will not be met. I have actually worked with a lot of organizations for what we call 2 or 3 day or 4 day programs. I no longer do them now because of my work, my study commitments. I'm working on my PhD right now, so I'm turning away a lot of these corporate engagements. But in the past, I used to do those programs. If they are looking at having a little bit more knowledge and understanding about certain things, and using some simple tools, simple skills, and that's their expectation, a 2 or 3 day will do. But if you are talking about being able to change your values and your belief systems, and to change your mindset to be able to become fit for the future. That means to be able to take on challenge, to be able to bring out a different side of your ability, right? Then I think that you need to be able to put the right amount of time to make that work, to give enough time for you to be able to take what you learn and put it into your behavior and change. And then you are getting feedback along the way. So the word we are looking for is immersion. Immersion, taking the knowledge and turn it into your behavior, into your muscle. You get it into your body, into your natural pattern of thinking and approach. And that's why it takes the 12 days. So I think that the idea about, it's about what kind of change that you want to see. And if we are talking about industrial revolution, right, we're not talking about just changing a simple behavior. We're talking about changing an attitude and a mindset. And an attitude, and there's no program that I know of, an attitude and mindset that can be done in 1 day. You and I know that won't happen. But it has to be reinforced over a period of time to see sustainable change. And a large part of it, you have to come to realization that your own existing habits, your own mind thoughts, and your own limiting beliefs, your own challenges, right? You have to have concrete evidence for yourself that it's not working. And then you see that if you continue to do that, you will not get the results. And life is going to get more and more challenging for you. That's something that you have to witness it. Then the motivation comes, and then sustaining that over a period of time. Frankly, I want to make the program as short as possible, but 12 days seems to be the shortest I can do right now. Yeah, and because it's aimed at producing It is aimed at producing behavioral change, not just intellectual understanding, but a measurable behavioral change. That's why it's actually 12 days. I'd like to share this story. About this guy who came into my program. He's the he is the what we call the chairman, former chairman, and also the architect behind the Singapore Entrepreneurs Award. It's a very prestigious award. Many businesses are aiming to win those awards, and he's a graduate of our program. His current role right now is known as the CEO of CEOs. He goes around coaching CEOs, business startups, and he spends time with them, sometimes months or weeks or days, and he doesn't charge them any money. He only say this: when your business go on and when you launch, I take 2% of your gross revenue. That's it. That's the work he does. And he's in charge of 7 companies in 4 different countries. Now, talking about time, he does not have time. He has got every reason to say that he has got no time. But he actually attended my program, my 12-day program, my 16-day program. He come back and assist and facilitate. And so I asked him, how do you make time? He said this. He said that we don't have time to begin with. We have to make time. That means we carve out time for the things that are important to us. If not, time, work, do everything will come and grab us. But if you think that something is important, you set it aside and you block out your calendar, then things will happen. And he said this: if I hire a manager or leader and my manager or leader keeps saying he has got no time, everything you ask him to do, he has got no time, you know what he does? He fires them. That means as part of a manager or leader, you learn how to prioritize and then make time.